As I sit in the car, heading toward London, I can't help but feel a surge of excitement. This isn't just any city, it's a place where history, culture, and modern life collide in the most spectacular way. London is a city that has stood the test of time. It was founded by the Romans around 47 AD, originally called Londinium. Over the centuries, it has transformed from a small settlement on the River Thames into one of the most powerful cities in the world. It has witnessed Viking invasions, medieval battles, the rise and fall of empires, and the birth of modern democracy. What makes London so special is how it has managed to preserve its history while embracing change. It's the home of kings and queens, revolutionaries and poets, artists and explorers. From Shakespeare to Churchill, from the Great Fire of London in 1666 to the swinging 1960s, every era has left its mark on the city. Today, London is one of the most visited cities on Earth, attracting over 30 million tourists a year. It's a financial hub, a cultural capital, and a symbol of resilience. But for me, it's more than just a destination. It's a chance to walk through history, to explore the heart of England, and to experience the energy of one of the greatest cities in the world. As the journey continues, the roads become busier, and the skyline of London begins to appear in the distance. The towering skyscrapers of Canary Wharf stand in contrast to the historical landmarks that have defined this city for centuries. The Shard, the tallest building in the UK, glistens in the sunlight, while the dome of St. Paul's Cathedral. Paul's Cathedral reminds me of the city's deep historical roots. The closer I get, the more I can feel the pulse of London, the movement, the ambition, the sheer life in every street. Finally, the car arrives at Victoria Station, one of the busiest train stations in the country. The station itself is a piece of history dating back to 1860, a time when the British Empire was at its peak. Millions of travelers pass through these gates every year, commuters, tourists, and even members of the royal family. The architecture, with its grand Victorian design, speaks of a time when rail travel was a symbol of progress and power. Stepping outside the station, London immediately reveals itself in full force. The classic red double-decker buses, the black cabs, the towering buildings, and the endless crowds all paint a picture of a city that never stops moving. There is an undeniable energy in the air. People are rushing to work, tourists are clicking pictures, and the streets are alive with activity. The walk toward Trafalgar Square begins, passing through historic streets lined with centuries-old buildings. Each corner of London tells a different story, whether it's the Edwardian-style hotels, the grand theaters of the West End, or the hidden alleyways that have existed since the medieval era. Trafalgar Square, one of London's most famous landmarks, finally comes into view. It's a place where history and modern life blend seamlessly. The massive column at the center, Nelson's Column, stands tall in honor of Admiral Horatio Nelson, who led Britain to victory in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805. Surrounding the square are magnificent buildings, including the National Gallery, which houses some of the world's greatest works of art. There's a lively atmosphere here, street performers showcasing their talents, tourists taking pictures, and locals going about their daily routines. The famous fountains add to the charm of the place, their waters glistening under the London sky. Pigeons, a signature of Trafalgar Square, flock around visitors, creating an almost cinematic scene. After spending some time soaking in the history and energy of Trafalgar Square, the next stop is the London Eye. Walking along the streets of London is an experience in itself. The architecture tells a story of a city that has evolved through the ages. From medieval churches to modern glass skyscrapers, every building reflects a different chapter of London's past. Upon reaching the London Eye, the view is nothing short of breathtaking. This giant Ferris wheel, standing at 135 meters, is one of the most iconic structures in the city. Built to mark the new millennium, it has since become one of London's most visited attractions. Even though I don't go inside, just standing near it and witnessing its sheer size is an experience. It offers a unique perspective of the city, and I can imagine how incredible the view must be from the top. Nearby, the River Thames flows gracefully through the heart of the city. This river has been the lifeline of London for centuries, serving as a major trade route since Roman times. It has witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the Great Fire of 1666, and even bombings during World War II. Today, it's a symbol of London's endurance, carrying boats filled with tourists eager to see the city from the windy.
Boarding a boat on the Thames, the journey continues toward Tower Bridge. The river ride offers a different perspective of London. The skyline is a mix of old and new. St. Paul's Cathedral, the modern glass towers of the city, and the ancient Tower of London all stand side by side, showcasing London's unique ability to preserve its history while embracing the future. As the boat approaches Tower Bridge, one of the most recognizable bridges in the world, the sight is absolutely stunning. Completed in 1894, this bridge is an engineering marvel. Its two massive towers, designed in a neo-Gothic style, make it look like something out of a fairy tale. The bridge is not just a crossing, it's a symbol of London's ability to blend beauty with functionality. After disembarking, the walk continues through the historic streets surrounding Tower Bridge. The Tower of London, standing nearby, is another remarkable sight. This fortress, built by William the Conqueror in 1066, has served many purposes throughout history: a royal palace, a prison, and even a treasury. It holds the crown jewels, some of the most valuable treasures in the world. Walking deeper into the heart of London, the streets unfold like pages of a history book. The Shakespeare's Globe Theatre appears, a recreation of the original theatre, where the legendary playwright's works were performed. Nearby, Borough Market offers a taste of London's diverse food culture, with stalls selling everything from traditional British pies to exotic street food from around the world. As the day comes to an end, the exploration of London leaves an unforgettable impression. It's a city that has seen the rise and fall of empires, survived wars and disasters, and yet continues to stand as one of the greatest cities on earth. From the grandeur of its historic landmarks to the energy of its streets, London is a place that tells 1,000 stories, each corner revealing a new chapter of its extraordinary past.